Welcome, and y'all tuned in to another edition of Homage Speaks. What homages do, homage is paid. And right now, we got to get right into it. Our Atlanta Falcons have did the unthinkable and made it back to the playoffs this season with a 10-6 record. Last wildcard spot. Hey, all I know is we in the party and it's time to dance. And I don't know why everybody just miraculously feel like this Los Angeles Rams team is talented and as young of a bunch as they are can just compete with the experienced defending NFC champion, MVP Julio Devontae, and our crew. Like we just some saps. Let's be clear, man. Nobody, nobody in the NFC who was in the playoffs last year is in the playoffs this year besides the Atlanta Falcons. But we're gonna dive right into it. The Atlanta Falcons, I've heard reports that everybody wants Julio to set the tone and be the reason for winning. No. Matt Ryan is at his best when he's spreading the ball around and getting the ball to everybody. Make them be accountable for Sanu, Gabriel, Julio, Devontae, and Tevin Coleman out of the backfield. Our defense has been playing at an elite level all season long. They actually been carrying us throughout this entire season. I think defensively, I think we're going to take Todd Gurley away or do our best job to take Todd Gurley away. And when we take Todd Gurley away from the offense, we're going to see what Jared Goff really got. I've always been a fan of Robert Woods. I've always been a fan of Sammy Watkins coming out of Clemson. And Jared Goff has made leaps and bounds for what he has done last season under Jeff Fisher. But what quarterback doesn't do that under Jeff Fisher? And with that being said, we need to realize what is going on and what is about to happen for the Dirty Birds tonight. We are going to the West Coast. We're playing outside. I don't see it as being a real big home field advantage for those guys. So, we should be relatively comfortable in that ball game. Our defense should go out there and set the tone. We take away the run. We take away the run. We do what we need to do in that regards. After we take care of the run, then it's about getting pressure on the quarterback in his face and allowing us to make the stops necessary in order for us to get this win. This should be a relatively easy win for the Atlanta Falcons. Don't go in there underestimating your opponent, but also you go in there with the mindset of we need to run the football. They do have one of the best, if not the best, defensive tackle in the history of in the league right now. Outside of Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald is a problem. There's only one way to attack great players, and that's not run away from them, but that's go at them. The Falcons would need to establish a run game. Once we establish our running game and our running backs get in their rhythm, we will be just fine in this game. I do also believe that what we need to do, I don't want to see a lot of Matt Bryant today, unless he's kicking extra points. We got to punch the ball in the end zone. We got to score points on this young team. Their defense is talented from the standpoint of they can get after the quarterback. They have the most hurries in the league. But as far as running the ball, they're 28. We need to run the football, and we need to run it a lot, and we need to run it often. Alec Ogletree is a great middle linebacker. He can run sideline to sideline, but I still don't think he's one of the best in the league. He's probably top 10, but I don't think he is great as he could tackle in space. Even he did that very well in college. But if you run it right at him, I think we can get positive yards. We have to continue to run the football. They're going to try to match up with us and their DBs with height. They're going to try to match up with Sanu. They're going to try to match up with Julio because they feel like they can defend us. Wade Phillips is one of the best defensive coordinators in the history of the game, so I know he's going to come ready. I know he's going to come prepared. But if we go with the balanced attack, we should be just fine in what we can do. As far as our secondary goes, as far as our defense goes, I think we match up with them fine. I think we can run with them. Sean McVay is a great offensive mind. He's going to dial it up. He's going to try to pick on Ricardo Allen some, even though I think that guy from moving the corner to safety was one of the best moves they could have did for him. He's making miraculous leaps and bounds at that position. But today, in my opinion, it's all on Devontae Freeman and our defense. Our defense has been playing good all season. Eliminate the big plays, play sound defense, and get off the field on third down. The Falcons are one of the best teams in the league at first and second down. If we can get off the field on third down tonight, we'll be just fine. But that's enough praise about the Falcons. We got to talk about this young bunch. these young gunners of these Rams. These Rams look like the clone version of the Atlanta Falcons from last year. We got a so-so defense. We got 2 dynamic playmakers on the outside, and our running back can get it done, and our quarterback playing at an elite level. That is what they bring to the table, and that's what they're going to come at us with. But MVP candidate, 2,000 yards from scrimmage and 19 touchdowns, Todd Gurley, must be contained if we have a chance to win the game. If Jared Goff going to go out there and beat us, then I'm going to meet you at the 50-yard line, and I'm shaking your hand, and I'm saying, God bless you, and keep going and keep pumping. But if we take those guys away, we should be just fine in this football game. I am not a Matt Ryan fan. I'm stuck with him. So I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that Matt Ryan is the reason we got to win this game, because he ain't. His job is to not lose this game. Get the ball to Devontae. Let's set up the play action. And let's dial up these shots down the field, these 10, 15 yards, and these developing routes. We need that because their D-line is coming. We don't need them sending blitzes, or we don't need them getting comfortable just bringing their front 4 and dropping 7 people in coverage to cover our receiver. We can get it done in another way. And the way we have to get it done is our main man, y'all main man, because I don't like him. I'm just going to tell you. The game manager in himself, Matt Ryan. Now, he don't have to be the MVP version of himself, but what he needs to do is play sound football, keep us on the field, sustain drive, and we need to score touchdowns a day. We cannot get away with 5 field goals. We cannot get away with 5 field goals. We cannot get away with 5 field goals against an explosive offense such as the Los Angeles Rams. No, I know y'all don't think that the Falcons can get this done. A lot of people are not as optimistic as I am. I believe this should be a relatively easy win for the Falcons. We should win this game by 10, 13, 14 points. Easy. We should go it down the road, establish the tempo, show the boys what playoff football is like, and give them a humble experience. No need for Julio to have 300 yards. No need for Matt Ryan to throw for 400 yards to beat the Rams. If we got to do that to beat the Rams, we're not as good as we thought. This should be a sound victory. Matt Ryan throw for about 250 to 290. We get 100 yards. We get 150 yards on the ground between our 2 backs. Our defense played relatively well, and we should be just fine. But make no mistake about it. If you come in there playing with the Rams, you come in there playing what you want to, they're going to get you up out of there. They have no problem with running you out of the league and out of the stadium. They have no problem. They're the #1 scoring offense in the NFL this season, and they have no problem dialing them up and getting them going. But I'm telling you right now, if we do not take Todd Gurley out of the ball game, we going to be in for a loan. And with that being said, I got the Falcons taking care of business and get to the second round and really making some noise, because Philadelphia Eagles will be coming to see you. And you know, I don't believe in Nick Foles, and neither do y'all. But with that being said, this marks another edition of 100 Speaks.